let's wrap up by looking at 6 practical tips that you can apply to your own life to improve your reflection. The first one is to keep it fresh. It is very easy for reflection to become a routine. And I don't mean routine in a good way here, not just a habit, but it becomes a routine where it's no longer about me genuinely answering the question, but it becomes about me just ticking off the box, right? Let's say, for example, every morning I ask myself the question, how am I feeling today? At some point, I might transition from actually trying to tune in with how I'm feeling to just simply answering the question. And then I can say to myself, check the box, I reflected, mission done. That is not what we want to do. Reflection is a genuine inquiry into how we're feeling. So we want to keep it fresh. Maybe ask ourselves a different question. Maybe reflect a different time of day. Maybe just skip one day of reflecting if we're not really feeling it, right? We want to keep the reflection fresh so that it is genuine. Then the second thing that we can do is to make it multimodal. Now, within the anotion.life system, most reflections are written, but I would strongly encourage you to also reflect in different formats. One of my personal favorites is to just turn on the camera, grab a mic, and just riff with myself. Sometimes I'll be talking to myself for an hour, just reflecting out loud, as if I was talking to a very close confidant, right? So we can write, we can speak, we can have conversations with other people. There's all these different modalities that we can use to reflection. I would encourage you to try out different ones. Another thing that we can do is get feedback from other people. Earlier, I mentioned we can never reflect on other people because we're always reflecting on the things that we do, the things that we experience. But what we can do is ask other people for feedback on how they perceive us. And then based on their perception, I can reflect, okay, what is my role in that? Does that resonate? Is there maybe a gap between what that person sees and what I see? So we can use this feedback from other people as a prompt to get a better understanding of how we show up in the world. The next one is creating a comfortable environment to reflect in. Reflecting on a deep level can be hard. It can be very nourishing, but it can also be very confronting, right? We're digging through a lot of the deep stuff that is happening inside of us. So it can help to have a comfortable environment. Maybe we have our favorite beverage. Maybe we're sitting in a space where we feel comfortable, at ease, where we cannot be disturbed by anyone. Having this environment allows us to really go deep. So I would definitely encourage you, especially for the deeper reflections, the weekly, the monthly, the yearly reflections, to really have that environment in which we feel comfortable to do this reflection. Then next up, I would encourage you to be honest. Write your reflections as if they are for your eyes alone. We're not trying to perform here. There's not a performative element. We're not doing this for other people. We're not doing this to brag and to boast to other people about how much we've reflected and all these things, or to share these texts and show like, wow, so grand. No, we're doing this for ourselves. This reflection is for ourselves. It's for our eyes alone. It's for our mind alone. So be honest with yourself. Don't sugarcoat things. Don't be overly harsh or judgmental, but be honest, because that is where the real growth is gained, right? It's from truth and honesty that we get real growth. And then my last thing would be kind to yourself and enjoy the process. Reflection can be considered building a friendship with yourself, right? And at the end of the day, you are the person that you spend the most time with. You are the person that you spend every day of your life with. And taking the time to reflect is taking the time to improve that relationship that we have with ourselves. And just like we would be kind towards a friend that is reflecting on something deep, just like we would be kind to a child or a family member, we also want to be kind to ourselves. We want to be understanding. We want to be honest, but also kind and understanding. And then enjoy the process, because it's very enjoyable once you get that dialogue going with yourself, once you get really deep into all these insights and things are just cascading in your mind. It's an enjoyable process. So try to also find that joy in reflection. Don't see it as a task. Don't see it as this tense thing that needs to happen. No, see it as this invitation to get to know yourself better and enjoy the process.